Over to you, Secretary Castro.
All right. Hey, y'all. Greetings from San Antonio, Texas. I hope that everybody is doing well, staying healthy, and it's a real pleasure to join the Nevada Democrats. Let me just begin with a confession that during the presidential campaign, of course, I had the opportunity to travel to a lot of states, but focused on those first 4 states. I don't mind saying that Nevada was my favorite state to visit, and I'm happy to join you tonight. I want to just give a quick shout out to Chairman McCurdy, to your entire congressional delegation, your great senators, Cortez Masto and Rosen, Governor Sisolak, and all Democrats out there who are watching, who have done a fantastic job over the last several years in ensuring that you make substantial gains in Nevada with an all-female, majority female legislature, surpassing Republicans in Washoe County in voter registration for the first time. You have a lot to be proud of. We gather tonight at a moment of turmoil in our nation, a moment when we're grappling with a worldwide pandemic that has taken more than 130,000 lives, when we've been hit by an economic recession that is deep, that has left more than 40 million people without a job over the last 3 months. And at a moment when we're grappling once more as a country with the lasting legacy of bigotry in our country, and trying to figure out how we can heal the wounds that still affect us every day. During this time, there is a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, but there's also a lot of hope and aspiration and a yearning for change. As Democrats, we know that we have a responsibility to be part of that change. We also know that we're leading that change. During my presidential campaign, we had the opportunity to spotlight some of the most vulnerable Americans, including there in Nevada. We visited storm drainage tunnels that run underneath the Las Vegas Strip, where people sleep homeless at night. I visited in Washington, D.C., people who are incarcerated, to speak with them about changes we need to make to our criminal justice system. We talked to kids who had aged out of foster care to understand how we can ensure that just because somebody is in foster care, they're not relegated to a lifetime of underachievement. And we talked to folks who are struggling every day, barely making minimum wage, fast food workers, farm workers, who are trying to get by and provide for their family. Over the last 3 months, many people who didn't believe that they're vulnerable have realized that they are. Many folks in this country understand that we're not quite as strong a country as we sometimes like to think that we are. We also must understand that as Democrats, those things that we fight for, healthcare for every single person in this country, safe, decent, affordable housing, investment in education so that people can reach their dreams, a reimagining of public safety and criminal justice that is fair and equal to everyone, no matter the color of your skin or how much money you have or don't have, or what neighborhood you live in. That those investments, policies, and values that we stand for are more important than ever before. We also realize that we've been on the right side of history. For these last 40 years, we've been told mostly that the only kind of good government is smaller, weaker government. But at the biggest moments of the last few decades, after 9/11, after Hurricane Katrina, after the housing crisis, and during this pandemic, we've seen the consequences of ineffective, incompetent government that is not robust enough to address the challenges of the day. We know that we need each other. We need both private investment, but also investment that comes from we the people. And so I hope that each and every one of you will continue to work hard to make sure that we can bring about an America where every single person can reach their dreams. That starts with electing Joe Biden president of the United States. We're not taking Nevada and its electoral votes for granted. Over the past few years, y'all have done a tremendous job of growing an advantage in Nevada. But I'm going to ask you to make a few more phone calls, to send a few more emails, to keep posting on Facebook, to talk to your family and your friends and neighbors about showing up to the polls. Let's take all of that energy and passion and yearning for change and turn it into, and on January, Dios to Donald Trump, and say hello to an America where no matter who you are, you have a brighter future. We're counting on you, Nevada. Go get it.